What's going on, guys? Tobin here with you. Thanks for checking us on out. Miami Heat, they lost late last night, 123-110 to the Golden State Warriors. Losing to the champs, dropping a 2-4 on the season. A tough one to swallow because I thought it was a pretty great effort from the Heat. You know, really with about, I would say up until 5 minutes left, this game was very, very much in hand. The Miami Heat, they just never could quite get to that run where they were, you know, they could get their own little run. Just felt like they were always staving off a run from Golden State. They were always in that spot where it's like, all right, can they get to a point where they get the lead and hold it for a little bit? And they only got it at like one small point in the third quarter where they go up and kind of hold it back, going back and forth. But as that fourth quarter starts and you have to, make some substitutions, the Miami Heat overly shorthanded on size today. He lost Dwayne Dedmon to plantar fasciitis. He's out. Not that anybody really wanted him to play anyway. Omer Yurtseven's out. And so, now you're going at this with Nikola Jovic, and you're playing minutes with Jimmy at the 5, and you're getting killed on the glass. You're getting absolutely out-rebounded, and you didn't really get an A game from anybody but your stars, who were really good, but the man tonight was Steph Curry. Or the man last night was Steph Curry. He was absolutely, he was in that ultra superstar mode, man, and you felt it really there in the fourth quarter completely take over because, as he comes in, he starts hitting his shots. He starts getting really, really into his comfort zone. But the moment that everybody is going towards is the 3-pointer he hits over Tyler Hero. He comes in there, Tyler Hero checks into the game. Steph Curry gets the ball, just completely dances on him, hits a shot. Heat call timeout. The place is going crazy. He's like, pounding his chest, convulsing on the court. And it kind of felt from that moment, it's like, man, it's going to take something for the Miami Heat to get this. And at that point, there's, like 5 minutes of the game. So there's still time. But him and Clay in that 5-minute stretch, they were just going off. They were finding open spots and just hitting crazy shots. And I will say, like, there was still a valiant effort from the Heat, even in that moment. Crowd's going crazy. They're jumping all over the place. Bam had a fantastic game. His jump shot was looking really, really good. But this was the thing that was an issue for the Heat is, like, these two guys got into their comfort zone. They're hitting threes, and you're coming back with twos. Like, in that final stretch, where you're really even Steven the entire game. You're holding them off. You're doing good stuff. But, you're coming at it with 15-footers. They're coming at you with 26, 28-footers. They're just they're crushing you. And, so Bam would hit a jump shot. Klay Thompson come back and hit a 3. Now, there was one moment left after even the crazy 3 where it felt like, okay, Miami is still in this, even with Klay Thompson getting to his spots. Steph Curry's in an absolute comfort zone right now. They're kind of in that, 8-point lead right now. Max Strus comes back. He hits a 3-pointer. This is just under 4 minutes left. So the Heat are down 6. And Bam comes back, blocks Steph Curry, gets an offensive, Warriors get the offensive rebound. This was the crushing theme of the night because not only did you have their superstar going off, but the Heat just, they gave them too many extra opportunities. And look, they're the best. They're the champs. That's what makes them great. But they get an offensive rebound. Klay Thompson, he gets a 3-point shot. Warriors try and get the rebound, and it's a Kyle Lowry loose ball foul. So, all right, they're going to get another crack at it. Possession back in, Kyle Lowry, another foul. All right, side out, they get another shot at it. So you're talking about a possession where they got like 5 opportunities to extend their lead, and it ended up with Steph Curry, putting them up 8 after that. You're just like, at that point, there's 3 minutes left, and you can only do so much. And you had one last crack at it. Max Strus misses a 3. Steph Curry, he comes back and he hits a 3 on him. That's the game. So that whole little possession there, that was really the backbreaker for Miami. And really left them up short against the Golden State Warriors. No moral victories here. I like the effort for Miami. It is the second night of a back-to-back, so this is not one I'm going to go boo-hooing about. I think if you look at this game and say, like, where was the real shortcoming of Miami? The rebounding, they got absolutely crushed, so that was a tough one. They got out-rebounded 50-30 in the offensive rebounds, they got doubled up. I mean, Golden State had 16 offensive rebounds in a game where they had no centers, Miami basically, other than Bam. They played Jimmy at some 5, got 8 minutes from Jovic. And they're not the biggest team, but like they know how to play. They know how to. They do have size between Wiseman and Looney and Draymond. These are all very good rebounders. These are all guys who can give them something enough. And so it was a tough effort of it. And then you look at the 3-point shot was pretty decently even. It was you're talking about 14-18, but it was just that key run at the end of it. You're just trying to hold it together. So it's not like you got absolutely crushed there. You won the free throw battle. But they got more opportunities and they were just a little bit cleaner offensively, especially towards the end of things. And I think if you look at Miami, one of the things that was also tough is the starting unit. You see what Clay and Steph were able to give to them. Wiggins had a very, very solid game, and I think that you would have liked to get a little bit more. It was a rough night for Tyler Hero. He was 3 of 12 from the field, 7 points. Got danced on, got turned into an internet meme by the end of the night. So Boy Wonder had a tough one. Bam, I would say probably his best all-around game. 26 points, 8 rebounds, 4 steals, 3 blocks. He looked really, really great. And it was 10 of 13, so he was super efficient. Got to the line 8 times. Can't ask for much more than that from Adebayo. That's an A+ game from him. And I think for Jimmy, 27 points, but he also was 4-7 from downtown. So he gave you the 27 points, the 6 rebounds, 8 assists, 6 steals. He's really on his pick 6 game. Jimmy's really getting into these lanes and starting to cause chaos on defense to get easy baskets for Miami. So that's great to see. But, Caleb Martin wasn't able to double up what he had done the night before. Kyle Lowry was okay. Especially in the first half. He kind of petered out towards the end. And on the bench side, I thought Gabe Vincent was really giving some strong minutes there towards the end. And I would say that when they brought in Gabe Vincent in that run and they replaced Tyler with him, and Gabe had been playing a lot of fourth quarter minutes, you definitely could feel Golden State get a lot more comfortable, I would say, offensively. So that was definitely an interesting swing there. But it's a tough one. I don't think that them losing by 13 is indicative of what that game was. It was a 1 possession, 2 possession game the entire way, and it just got away from them. Now, I will say, got to get this win against the Kings. Kings are reeling right now. Finish off the road trip strong, and you go 2-3 on this trip. I think that's a really, really good road trip for Miami, and you'll get another crack at them at home coming up on Tuesday, and I'm looking forward to being in the building for that one. But yes, tomorrow is a real critical game for Miami to get right. But I think the things that you like from this game is, I think the best was seeing Bam probably have one of his best offensive nights. And no surprise you're getting strong efforts from Max Strus. That's what he does. It's just that team's really good. And you got to think they're coming off an emotion. One of the things I didn't love about this going into it is you knew you were going to have an emotional night for them because of everything that happened with Klay Thompson and the Suns the night before. I would have been like, I would have liked this a lot more if they would have kicked the Suns' ass and you're coming in them, you're getting their guard down. I mean, you think about Klay getting embarrassed and getting kicked out of the game and them getting their asses kicked. That would have been, I would have felt a lot better about the situation if that's what you were walking into. But no, you knew you were going to be walking into a hornet's nest of some sorts. But team's really good, and the Heat has their respect. Eric Spoelstra's like, listen, there's no other team we face that's like this. They're the champs. They're, a dynasty. They have, and I would say you talk about the consistency around the league of organizations all around the league of who can really hold their head up above Miami. I would say Golden State's, probably the only one that has the argument, depending on how farther back you want to go. You would say the Spurs, but they're the class of the class. And Steph Curry is, one of the best to ever do it. And one of the best to ever do it, had his A+ going in the fourth quarter. He absolutely just put the chokehold on you. And he was awesome. And it was tough to watch because it's one of those when you're a fan and you're watching greatness against you. And, I would feel this way when the Heat would play LeBron. It would be like LeBron versus D Wade or LeBron after he left the Heat. And the Heat actually had a really good record against LeBron after he left. But when LeBron had his stuff going. I would say more so like when I would watch LeBron in the playoffs doing things for the Cavs after he left the Heat. As a guy, you're just like, that guy's doing what he does. He's the best going right now, and he's doing his thing. And Steph, when he's hitting those threes and he's absolutely obliterating your defense, and it doesn't matter whether it's a three off the move, a catch and shoot, or him getting in the lane with a runner, or just getting to the cup, torch Jimmy on a one-on-one. He had it all going for him in the fourth. I mean, it just felt like you weren't beating that guy. Like it was one of those nights where just like, hey, tip of the cap to the two-time MVP, to the four-time champ, to the reigning Finals MVP. One of the best to ever do it. He the game changer is really what they should just call him. Like that's what he is. He's the absolute game changer of basketball. And he whooped the Heat's ass there in the fourth, plain and simple. So got to get one against Sacramento. But all in all, it was a pretty good effort by Miami, especially from their two top dogs. It just wasn't good enough. Wasn't good enough to beat the absolute best of Steph.